Teenagers, what is the worst thing you are hiding in your room? Not a teenager anymore, but a girl I was friends with freshman year of college hid a live hen in her room for over a month. Classic 1123 AD kids. Only medieval kids will get this comment. Like if you agree. A few years ago I hid 14 beers in my room. I just found them a couple months ago. Apparently my hiding spot was so good I forgot about them. Had pothead roommates. They were always looking for their weed. Sometimes they'd find weed that they long forgot about or given up while searching for other weed, or just by chance. Good time. It's like a present BC I forgot. I had a porn magazine stash. It was locked in my desk drawer. I left home, forgot about it, and then Mum called to say she was going to bring my stuff over and couldn't find the key to my drawer. Oh snap. It was on my keychain, so I said, hey, don't worry about that, I'll go through it next time I visit. Couple of days later, hey, we found the spare key. I packed your stuff up and we'll be over to visit later. She'd carefully packed up all the porn magazines in a box and didn't say anything about it. I asked her a few years later her reaction, and she just laughed it off and said boys will be boys. My mum's a true hero. A bag of sugar crystals I sit and chew when I'm nervous. Are you a horse? Nay, it is just a little tickle in the throat. My mom's birthday present. I'm setting up a pretend murder mystery for her. She's super into true crime stuff, and if she found any of it she would think I was a serial killer. Letters to relatives in the case something happens to me. I'm a constant overthinker who worries about everything, so I wanted to be prepared in case someone murdered me or something. If someone found them now, they'd look like suicide notes. I actually have some random letters that I write when I'm bored, and if someone found them now, probably think the same. Probably the present we had to buy for a random classmate in high school. It was all food that I bought. But that person wasn't at school that day, so I took it back home. We meant to give it to him later, but we forgotten about it. But yeah, that was 5 years ago and it's still here. I'm pretty sure that everyone else has forgotten about it. Fibres. I'm technically not supposed to have any, and God forbid my sister finds it, but what would I do with it? IDEK who owns the fibres. It's contraband because my sister likes to spray it in my eyes, so now nobody is allowed to have it. I've been considering moving it into the garage. My sketchbook, which contains porn drawing. Kid, keep at it. The market for illustrated porn is stupid huge on the internet. Practice and build yourself a portfolio. You can make a good chunk of change taking custom commissions. My mom goes through my stuff a lot, but the one drawer she leaves alone is my painting supplies. I hide my pipe and a few drinks in there. Throw in a couple of dry sheets and you're good to go. What are the dry sheets for? They reduce static, can act to soften clothes, and often add fragrance. I'm not a teenager anymore, but managed to stash condoms, lube, an anal douche and a dildo in my room from the age of 16. A few close calls, but to be honest my parents were always so chill that if they had found it all they'd have just laughed it off and not mentioned it. Edit, I'm big, masculine gay guy, folks. In the butt feels super good, and if you don't experience some decent penetration, not necessarily by another guy, girls are happy to ram toys home for you. Trust me, then you miss out on a huge slice of your sexual capacity. Myself. Depends on what your idea of worst is. I mean, I have pot in my room if that counts. but I also have perverted smut drawings. Damn, just threw it out, but it was a bag of my own hair I had cut off without my mom knowing. Now my hair's boy short and my mom's mad. A dildo. I'm a straight dude, to make that clear. A friend put this massive dildo on my windshield as an April Fool's prank last year. It was hilarious enough for me to want to do it someone else in future when they least expect it. My grandma found my weed once. I came home and she was super giggly. A couple hours later I go to smoke and it's nowhere to be found. I freaked out because I had no idea what I had done with it and was worried she'd find it. Wasn't until the next morning that she brought it up and told me she's proud of my choice in quality, but stopped spending my money on it. She and I smoked together a few times years later when I was in college. It was pretty chill, tbh, one of my better bonding moments with her. Makes me miss her at times when I get high with friends. At this current moment, officer, I have till the 6th Street signs all taken from the various streets around my area. Those are only around 6 of approximately 20 plus that I have acquired over the years. Edit. Good thing the police would only investigate my username. Edit 2. Thought I should mention that I only steal road signs, not traffic signs. I avoid anything that directs the flow of traffic other than to name a street. About a dozen hits of LSD. Very easy to hide that stuff. I can't believe I still got 'em. I don't think it's safe to keep that in your room. You should send them to me. Yeah, but a dozen is dangerous. What if you accidentally use all of them at once? It's sent half to me just in case. It's pretty tame, but whenever I get grounded, I have my sister's old pink Kindle Fire taped under the TV stand when my phone get taken away. I got Instagram, Twitter and YouTube on there. Only bad part is there's not Snap. Not really that bad, but all the songs I've written down on paper, which is just more embarrassing. Also, when I was like 11, I made a superhero costume and planned to leave my house in the middle of the night at one point and fight crime, so there's that. A water bottle. My mother gets mad when I leave water in my room. No one must know. No one. A wardrobe chamber full of chaos to keep sane. Empty Diet Coke and potato chip packages, old DVDs. Alcohol. I'm not a huge drinker myself, however I just have a few random bottles of beer hidden in different places, such as behind books in my bookshelf, in my bra drawer, behind my cabinet, etc. Basically places my dad would never look. Not really sure why I have them. They'd been hidden for over a year without being touched. I guess I kinda just had them there in case I ever felt like a drink. Also, I thought, one day he came in while I was at school to pet my bird like he usually does, and I think he somehow kind of sensed something was up. I don't know. He went snooping through my stuff, thanks Dad, and ended up finding the bottle behind my cabinet. Anyways, I came home and noticed my room was different, so I asked my dad, and he played it off, but then he said, "Oh, by the way, your beer is in the fridge. At least keep it cold." Needless to say, it went a lot better than expected. My dad was cool with his 17-year-old daughter hoarding alcohol. He didn't even ask where I got it from. A huge stash of condoms. To give some context, my friends and I went to Pride for the first time last summer, and there were several different stalls where people had buckets full of condoms and were handing them out for free. Because we're kinda immature, we thought it was hilarious, so we just grabbed fistfuls and played about with them later, but we all had loads left over and kept them, I guess. I don't know what the other did with theirs, but I was too scared to throw mine away when I got home in case my parents found them in the bin or something and decided it was safer to just hide them in my room, since they hardly ever come in my room, never mind snoop around in my stuff.